What if the end of the world isn't what you think it is? What if it's not fire and brimstone raining from the sky, but something far more terrifying and magnificent than any Hollywood disaster movie could imagine? We've journeyed through Enoch's most forbidden prophecies. We've witnessed the fall of the Watchers, the rise of the Nephilim, and their prophesied return. But today, we reach the climax of Enoch's visions, the final judgment that will determine the fate of every soul who has ever lived. But here's what makes Enoch's account so different from everything you've heard before. This isn't just about good versus evil. This isn't just about heaven and hell. According to Enoch, the final judgment is about something much more profound: the restoration of cosmic order itself. Picture this. Enoch is transported in vision to the very throne room of the Most High. He's witnessing events that haven't happened yet, seeing the end of time itself. And what he describes will challenge everything you think you know about how this world ends. Enoch sees the great white throne, but it's not stationary. It's moving through the cosmos, and as it moves, reality itself is being rewritten. The fallen angels who corrupted humanity, the Nephilim spirits that became demons, the human beings who chose corruption over righteousness, all of them are being called to account. But here's the twist that makes Enoch's prophecy so fascinating. The judgment isn't just about punishment. It's about justice in its purest form. Enoch describes how every secret will be revealed, every hidden motive exposed, every injustice made right. Think about all the evil that has gone unpunished throughout history. The innocent children who suffered while their tormentors lived in luxury. The righteous people who died in poverty while the corrupt prospered. The truth-tellers who were silenced while liars held power. According to Enoch, none of it will be forgotten. All of it will be addressed. Enoch describes seeing books opened, not physical books, but records of every thought, every word, every action of every being who ever existed. Nothing is hidden. Nothing is forgotten. Every moment of pain, every act of kindness, every choice between right and wrong, it's all there, preserved in perfect detail. But here's where Enoch's vision becomes absolutely mind-bending. He doesn't just see the judgment of individual souls. He sees the judgment of entire systems, entire civilizations, entire ways of thinking that have corrupted God's creation. The economic systems that enslave the poor while enriching the powerful judged. The political systems that oppress the innocent while protecting the guilty judged. The religious systems that led people away from truth while claiming to represent it judged. Everything that has perverted justice on earth will face perfect justice in the end. Now, you might be thinking this sounds like the ultimate revenge fantasy. But Enoch's vision is far more complex than simple retribution. He describes how the judgment serves a purpose beyond punishment. It's the necessary prelude to restoration. Enoch sees a new heaven and a new earth, but not in the way you might expect. He describes how the corruption introduced by the Watchers will be completely removed from creation. The genetic pollution of the Nephilim will be cleansed. The spiritual deception that has plagued humanity will be eliminated forever. But here's the part that should give you hope. Even in the midst of such cosmic upheaval, Enoch describes how those who remained faithful, those who chose truth over deception, those who stood for justice even when it cost them everything, they won't just survive the judgment. They'll be transformed by it. Enoch sees these righteous ones receiving bodies that are incorruptible, minds that can comprehend perfect truth, and hearts that are aligned with perfect love. They become what humanity was always meant to be before the fall, before the corruption, before the deception. And here's something that makes Enoch's prophecy incredibly relevant for our time. He describes how the judgment will expose the great deception we talked about in our previous episode. Those beings claiming to be humanity's saviors, those systems promising peace and security, those technologies offering transcendence, all of it will be revealed for what it really is. The masks will come off. The lies will be exposed. The false light will be shown for the darkness it truly represents. And humanity will finally see the choice they've been making all along, not between different political parties or religious systems, but between truth and deception, freedom and slavery, love and fear. But Enoch's vision contains a warning that should make every person alive today stop and think. The judgment isn't something that happens after death. It's something that's happening right now. Every choice you make, every thought you think, every word you speak, it's all being recorded in those cosmic books. The question isn't whether you'll face the judgment. The question is how you'll be found when the books are opened. Will you be among those who chose truth even when lies were more comfortable? Will you be among those who chose love even when hate was easier? Will you be among those who chose freedom even when slavery offered security? Enoch describes how at the moment of judgment, there will be no middle ground, no gray areas, no room for excuses or justifications. You will have either chosen the way of the watchers, corruption, deception, and rebellion, or you will have chosen the way of righteousness, truth, love, and submission to perfect justice. And here's the most sobering part of Enoch's prophecy. He describes how many people who thought they were righteous will be shocked to discover they were actually serving the forces of corruption. And many people who were despised and rejected by the world will be revealed as the true heroes of the cosmic story. The judgment will turn everything upside down. The first will be last, and the last will be first. The powerful will be brought low, and the humble will be exalted. The wise in their own eyes will be shown to be fools, and those the world called foolish will be revealed as truly wise. So as we live in these final moments before Enoch's ultimate prophecy unfolds, the question each of us must ask is this: which side of the judgment will we be on? Have we been deceived by the lies of the age, or have we held fast to eternal truth? Have we served ourselves, or have we served the cause of perfect justice? According to Enoch, time is running out to make that choice. The cosmic books are almost ready to be opened. The final judgment is almost ready to begin. In our next and final episode of this series, we explore what Enoch saw beyond the judgment, the new creation that awaits those who choose wisely. Because the end of this world isn't really the end at all. It's the beginning of something more wonderful than we can possibly imagine. Don't miss it. Subscribe now, because understanding what comes after the judgment might change how you live every remaining day of your life.